What's up, dude? My name is Steve, and this is Tech Teardown. We're a brand new tech channel where we do tech reviews, PC building, and other types of tech and gaming content. And if that's what you look for on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss one of our uploads. Now, today in this video, I'm going to be revisiting a graphics card that came back out from May of 2013. This thing is almost 6 years old now. And this is a great graphics card that you can buy on the used market on eBay. I got mine on a local deal for $50. eBay, you can find them anywhere from $50 to $100. So great deal. And this thing is going to hold up on all the modern titles at 1080p. So I tested anything from Apex Legends all the way up to Metro Exodus. Several other games I'm going to be doing live benchmarks so you can watch me just completely fail. So stick around and check out the benchmarks, see how this card holds up today in 2019, 6 years after it released. The specs I'm going to put on the screen right here. It only supports DirectX 11, so a lot of the games I tested are DirectX 12 games, so I had to change that down. But still, DirectX 11 is a viable API for the graphics card, so I still think this is a great card that you can get on the cheap. Now, some things that you're going to want to know before you go out and buy one of these things, though, is you might have to sacrifice and get yourself a super overpowered power supply, because this thing sucks a whole lot of power. And so you're going to need a serious power supply to get this thing up and running. I have a 650 watt power supply in the test system I used for this, so it was still an adequate power supply at 650 watts, but I would not get anything less than 650 watts. But I would probably stick to about 750 just to be safe, because if you were playing, say, like Crysis 3, that thing is going to suck a whole bunch of power. But 650 watts still should be fine. Just make sure you get a good power supply. Don't chintz out on a power supply when you're building a computer, because a power supply can kill your entire system. So don't go cheap on a power supply. Graphics card, not too bad going cheap as long as you get something that's still viable today. And I am starting a series where I'm just going to be testing old graphics cards and see how they perform on today's titles. So if you like that type of content, or if you're in the market looking for used graphics cards, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of those videos in that series. So this is the first one I'm doing. Some other graphics cards I have coming up. I have an RX 480. And I have a GTX 970 and several other cards that are going to be coming in as well. So stick around if you want to see those cards. But today we're just doing the GTX 780. So let's roll those benchmarks and see what's going on. So you can see here that the GTX 780 is a great option for you still in 2019. Anywhere from $60 to $100. I probably wouldn't spend more than $80 on this just because I'm not sure how much longer it has in its lifespan. But still, if you're just trying to get started in PC gaming, want to catch up with Ninja and Fortnite, this thing handles it very well at high settings. So this is a great graphics card today in 2019. The only title it really had problems with was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, it was still obviously playable at over 60 FPS on average, but we had to drop it down to the lowest possible settings in order to get playable frame rates out of it. And the frame times were still pretty terrible in that game using the GTX 780. And also with the lowest possible textures and the tessellation being off, it was actually really hard to solve the puzzles and hard to know what ledge do I need to jump to with all those lowest settings with the texture popping. So not a great experience in Shadow of the Tomb Raider with this card. But other than that, every other title worked very well. Metro Exodus, a very beautiful game. It was able to be ran over 60 FPS and even higher using this card. So still a great option for you in 2019, despite the Shadow of the Tomb Raider results. So I want you to let me know down in the comments, what do you think of used hardware? Do you prefer to buy new? So I want you to let me know down in the comments so I know what kind of content I should make for you in the future. I do have some new PC builds coming up for you in the future, and I also have some used stuff coming up as well. And like I said, I'm doing that new series I'm coming up with where I'm just going to be testing just a whole bunch of older GPUs to see how they are running here in 2019. So far I have the GTX 970 and the RX 480. If you have other graphics cards you'd like me to test, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you. All right, so I think that's going to wrap up this video today. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe button and the bell so YouTube will notify you as soon as we uploaded our latest video. And we'll see you in that next video.